gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160 EN podcast. This is number 185. Got a few games to talk about. Got some more heartbreak because we're Sporting160 to talk about as well. But before we get into all of that, let's go straight to the panel. Starting off with my man, Chris. Chris, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, sadly, we kind of knew after the Aruca draw that it was going to be tough to close that gap. Now we know that no one's catching us from behind. Not that it was likely to happen, but it feels like we're locked into that fourth spot. But I did drop points this most recent weekend. We haven't been on 2 weeks, just due to like random conflict scheduling and stuff. Santa's on vacation. So, yeah, we have a couple things to catch up on. But, yeah, we're playing some scrimmages out here with the singers, basically. Feels like to just kind of make up the calendar, you know?
Facts. It's garbage time of the year now.
Yeah.
Next one up, we got Richard. Rich, how's it going, bro?
I'm good. Like Chris said, we're kind of just in the home stretch of what has been a long, taxing season. Yeah, it's nice to know we've got at least fourth, and we are confirmed fourth place with the Europa League as well, because Porto and Braga both made Taça de
Group stage, yeah.
So we got the group stage, so that's great. Although we'll have to wait on the Conference League dream another time, perhaps. But it is what it is. And the futsal boys, we're Sporting, we're used to disappointment, but that was a tough one.
Not usually from the futsal boys. I'm going to keep it real.
To be fair, they've lost in the Final Four.
Yeah.
They lost in the
many
final.
a time.
They've lost in the final before.
They've certainly lost more times than they won it since they've just started going to the Final Four every year.
Yeah.
Last like 10 years or so. But yeah, I guess you can't win them all. But this one stings more than others for sure.
Yeah.
For other reasons that we'll get into in a bit. And then last but not least, live and direct on his drive home, the patron, Steph, how's it doing, bro?
I'm going to along the same lines as Chris and Richard. We screwed the pooch a long time ago for the third place. I don't think we have enough legs to come up with 4 points. I don't see Braga dropping 4 points the last 3 games. We actually have the most difficult calendar. We still had to play Benfica. So we our destined fourth place for this year. Like Victor said, at least we got the League Europa. And the B team also stayed in the third league, which is good news. I always thought that we would be fighting for the second league, to tell the truth.
Man, I'll tell you what, the way that the league is set up, you can get dropped very easily.
Yeah.
Which one, the second league or the third league?
The third. League of three.
The third league gives you plenty of chances to also still stay in the third league.
Yeah. But the way that 2 teams in each group go down and then they split it up into a bunch of groups, it's like, the way that the standings even changed on the last day, at one point every team was going down. Sporting was going down for a moment.
And then we were up.
Yeah.
And then we ended up winning the group.
And then Setúbal was going down and they went down.
Yeah. And now Setúbal is like, they're fucked. They're in the Campeonato de Portugal. Like, this is a historic club that just got fucked, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to tell the truth, we only know about this system because we have a B team. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't even know.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about the games, and that was my intro.
For sure. And last but not least, myself there. Also, of course, the page. Let me actually quickly bring up the giveaway that we're doing as we're still not at $1,000 for this. 1,000 subs on YouTube. There it is.
We are going to be pains in the asses and plugged us until we hit it. By the way, just so you know.
Facts. Rich, hit it away, bro.
So as everybody knows, we do this every week. But fuck you. We're gonna do a giveaway once we hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. All you gotta do is subscribe and then reply to the pinned tweet with a screenshot of you subscribing, and we will be giving that away. Literally, as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will do the draw live on the podcast in living color. for those of you. So enter. It's a free sporting shirt. We're covering everything: shipping, handling, taxes, all that, all exchange, all that fun stuff.
Facts. All right, let's get right into the. We'll start off with the last game first. The Paços Ferreira 4-0 thrashing away from home. Our lineup was as followed. We had Adan still in net, Diomande, Coates, and Ignacio in the back line, Bellerin at right back, and Arishkayu, Nuno Santos in the left, Ugarte Murita in the middle, with Pot, Edwards, and Trincão up top. We seen some decent minutes from Tanlongu. Paulinho came back to action. Artur actually got an assist. Matheus Reis came in, and Shermiti also, getting on the score line. Steph, I'll pass it off to you first, bro. What were your thoughts on that game just a few days ago?
I mean, we dominated the game without a question from start to finish. But, I mean, this consistency that we see now, Sporting winning the last couple of games, I wish we could have seen that a few weeks ago, a couple months ago. But specifically about this game, what caught my attention was when Paulinho came back, we played much better. Players like Paulinho, even when he doesn't score it, he has a lot of experience. And the link between the communication between the midfield and the forwards was much better. So with that said, Paços Ferreira was not really a difficult opponent, even though they played at home and they need points to at least fight for the playoff, not to be relegated. But it wasn't their best performance by any means. Even their coach, who says it Peixoto, said so. But we played well. It's all the credit goes to Sporting. We didn't let them play. But what was this Sporting a few months ago? That's what bothers me. And it reinforces everyone's thoughts that we needed a second striker we could depend on. Paulinho was too short. Shermiti will be a great striker, but there it is, will be. He's not yet. He's too green. So Sporting shouldn't have been so cheap in not buying a striker in the winter season. I think they messed up on that one. And now we're paying the consequences in finishing fourth place and being relegated to the Liga Europa. That's it. There's nothing much to say about that game. I mean, 4-0 is 4-0.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll quickly add my 2 cents. Just to your point where I'm with you, Steph. Where was this all season? Because the 11 isn't all that different. Aside from maybe Diomande and Bellerin, the 11 is not all that different. You could say Bellerin's a downgrade. One thing that I'm liking, at least from this performance, and I hope it continues for the other remaining 3 or 4 games, is that this is the start of the next season, and the boys better have this mentality going forward that the hard work starts now. We're going to get a prolonged preseason, and this is how it should be, especially after a disaster season like this, because if Amorim does stay, and I'm sure we'll get into some of the rumors that came out this week, it's do or die next year, because there's definitely no Amorim afterwards, and if it's another poor season like this, we might even see him get the sack. But anyways, Rich, I'll pass it off to you next. What were your thoughts, bro?
I mean, goal of the year candidate to start us off. The old goal.
Another one.
Just calamitous. Just awful. That's like the second or third time we've had that happen this season. We've been blessed a few times. We could have used it a few more maybe in other games. Yeah, not a ton to add. Like, it's a 4-0 win. Everybody looked good. Toronto just got scored on as I'm watching the hockey game. That's not ideal if you're
Hey, spoilers, bro. I'm watching.
Fucking watch quicker.
Isn't it 3-0 the other team?
Yeah, they got to win tonight.
Series. Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck.
Do or die, baby. Listen, supporting the Leafs or supporting Sporting is the same shit. Anyways,
true. Yeah, not a ton to add. Everybody looked good. I thought Trincão looked really good. That was one of his best games in a Sporting shirt. I thought his goal was lovely. He's got the 8.2 goal point rating. He's actually my man of the match. Steph made a great point. For a team that's fighting at least to try to stay up, I would have expected a bit more fight out of Paços Ferreira, especially being at home. Man, they look like a team that didn't have a lot of fight in them. They kind of looked very lackluster and kind of pathetic. Not much else to add. I thought everybody looked great. It was nice to see Paulinho come in, and Steph also made a good point. He makes a big difference, even if he's not scoring. You just see the team seems just so much more cohesive and comfortable with him on the field. Yeah, I agree. By the way, we should have had a second striker. The rumors so far say that we will be getting a second striker. At least we're in the market for one, so that's good. Especially since your boy and mine, Tiago Tomas, is apparently getting sold for a bag. Things are coming up Millhouse allegedly. But yeah, so they're gonna need a striker regardless because they don't have a ton of striker depth, and we'll see what happens. We got a couple more games to go, and let's just not let Benfica clinch the league at the Alvalade. I don't want to have to fucking listen to Benfica fans.
Facts, brother.
They can win. Like if they clinch before, I don't give a shit. Just don't clinch at the Alvalade. That's all I ask. Don't clinch at the stadium.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll worry about that when we get there. Hopefully we don't.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we had the opportunity to go to the Luz with painted hair and face paint, and we didn't. We're fucking cowards.
Facts.
We didn't, and then we fucked up.
And then we let them.
Season.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, because Amadine decided I'm going to play all the kids, and I'm like, you should maybe not play the kids. I don't give a shit. It's not like you're fighting for anything else. Go for the invincible season, my dude.
wait till he busts out Daniel Bragança at the Luge this year, bro. Back in training. Anyways, Chris, your final thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, they gave us a free goal on 7 minutes. I mean, that's gonna be a common theme for the two games we talked about today. I mean, we did get a relatively early goal in both games, which definitely helped. In this game, they really just handed us a free goal. I thought that they were pretty pathetic. I think that the two most pathetic teams that I've seen recently have been Santa Clara at Alvalade and Paços Ferreira here at home. It's not surprising to me that those teams are the most likely to get relegated because they were honestly a tier worse than all the other teams that we've played. I would say in the Segunda Volta at least. And definitely I saw a stat today that definitely I think shows that we lost the league in the first round because we have the best attack in the second round so far.
I saw that.
And we also have more points. We have more points right now in the Segunda Volta than we did in the entire Primeira Volta. And there's still 3 games to go in this Segunda Volta, and we already have more points. So that is very telling. And it's not like we have the most points in the Segunda Volta. No, we also don't have that either. But we already have more points than we had in the entire first time. So, yeah, those L's. I believe it was 2 straight L's, draws. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the season, as far as the hunt for the title, was over in December.
Yep.
As far as individual performances in this game, I think Pot and Trincão, Trincão's been playing better at center forward. I guess maybe he's more used to it now because he does have at least 5-6 games, maybe more at this point under his belt at center forward. He clearly is the best alternative option that we have. Shermiti did get his goal. He also missed a goal. I'm happy that he was able to get a goal, though. It feels like he's deserved one after all of the chances that he's had the last 4 games or so. But yeah, it's fair to say that Trincão is a better option at center forward for him than it's Shermiti right now, in my opinion. Nuno Santos played well. Pot's played well. Pot's been in a good run of form. He could still nab the top scorer's boot if he closes out the season with 5 or 6 goals or something like that. I think he could probably win the Golden Boot. He's only 2 off the top. And they're in a drought at the top. Taremi, Gonçalo Ramos, and João Mario stuck on 17 and 16 respectively. I mean, we could see a Golden Boot winner under 20 this season.
Yeah.
Which when Pot won it with 23 was a relatively low amount to win it with. The days of Jonas and Baz Doss banging in 30, 35.
Long gone for the most part.
I think Darwin bagged 30 plus that one season with Benfica. But yeah, sometimes this could be the lowest amount that we've seen yet. So maybe Pot nabs it with like 19.
I swear there was like a really low amount, like the mid 2000s probably, like in the Liaxin.
Yeah, there's also some random. I think Baz Doss had 40, maybe 40 plus one season in the league. Yeah.
In the league.
Yeah. Video games.
That's fucking insane. Like be a pro stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as Paços Ferreira goes, they're done. They're not even making. I think it's 4 points to the playoff.
Yeah, because Maritimo recently just got a result too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they got a
3 points to the playoff for Paços Ferreira, 4 for Santa Clara. So I guess it's one game, but who are they going to be? They have to win a game.
Well, who's their games too? Like,
it doesn't matter who their games are.
Like,
I don't even have to look.
Yeah.
I think they're fucking.
They've
filling out the
on
calendar
fire.
as well.
They're fucking
on fire, but just filling out the calendar because even if they make Europe, they won't go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, we gotta get into that at some point.
But they won't make it because they're 5 points off. Let's be real.
No, they need to. They would need too much to go their way.
Anyway. If they get that, we're getting fucking third, boys. You know.
Yeah. A man can dream.
Yeah. I mean, good on Paços for even coming back, bro. I remember a few months ago they had like 8 points or some shit like that. Like
they were on pace to set like a record.
Most of their points, or over half of them, definitely came in the second half. So yeah, they did.
Well,
turn it around,
they were on pace to set like a record for like lowest points.
You can't open like 0-12 and expect to stay up, really. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Maybe like 1-11, but like 0-12, that's pushing it.
So with the next one that we missed out on, it was a 2-1 win against Famalicão at home.
Finally beat Famalicão.
Finally beat Famalicão. Another bogey team of ours. I feel like we have way too many bogey teams at this point now.
One of them might go down next year, so
we'll see. Like we just mentioned, the playoffs, they might be able to stay up to still haunt us. You know what I mean? So. 2-1 win. Immediate response after the Juve result. 11 was as followed. We had Adana back in net, Inácio Coates and Diomande in the back line, Nuno Santos Isgaio on the 11, and picking up his first senior goal for Sporting, if I'm not mistaken. Ugarte Morita back in the midfield, Pot, Trincão, Edwards up top, essentially the same 11 as Paços. Matheus Reis, Shermiti, Tanlongo, Arthur, and Bellerin coming in. On goal from Coates. Chris, you were the last one. I'm going to make you first this one. What are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, it is. I honestly, here's what I thought. I thought that we had the game under control. We played better in the first half, definitely. Like, we were the better side through 60 minutes. We got our goals. I knew that we were probably naturally going to sit back more a bit after the Esgaio goal. They get the own goal from Coates, and then the game kind of gets changed again a little bit. And there's like more of a frantic pace. They have one big chance in like the 80th minute. That's really the best that they get. But there's just that aura of pressure, you know, knowing that they're only down 1 goal. So it got a little bit nervy towards the end, maybe unnecessarily, undeservedly, right? Because I don't really think Famalicão deserved to score 2 goals in this game, but they barely deserved to score 1, you know. XG 0.4, you know. So they really didn't. They forced one save out of Adana in the first half. We had to go down for it, which was decent, and then he had the one in the second half. So Don did have 2 nice saves in this game, I guess. So good on him for not, you know, blowing the game, I guess. Because if he makes, I guess, 1 error, I guess it's a point, right? So I guess good on him for doing his job. Hilarious that Esgaio got his first senior goal, and he has like 100+ appearances.
That's his first goal.
First goal as a senior.
He's like 20, bro. He's like 28. He's older than me.
No, first goal for Sporting.
No, for Sporting. He had like 3 for that.
Yeah. at Braga,
Yeah.
Still,
and he's a right back though at the same time, so it's not
Yeah,
like
but like he never
not
got.
he did
that
start his
unheard
career
of.
as a winger. I don't want people to forget that.
Yeah. That's why I'm baffled, because I'm like, you've had 2 stints with this team, like lengthy stints now. Like, come on.
I thought at first when I heard that, I thought it was his first senior goal for us the second time around. I didn't know it was like in totality. That's crazy.
That's a stat.
So yeah, good on him getting the winner. He got the
Facts.
man of the match from Sport TV
Facts.
as well. Yeah, I guess as Gallo, has like held his own a little bit the last like couple months, and definitely put in some decent performances as well as some average performances, which when compared to some of his worst performances make them seem like, even better. So
Yeah, how about you, Rich? Thoughts on this game?
I pretty much echo the sentiments. I got Vietnam like flashbacks when they got the own goal, because I've seen us blow leads to Famalicão many a time, especially like 1 or 2 goal leads. So I was just immediately terrified. But we held it down, thankfully. I hate when they just get a lead, even if it's like a goal or 2, and just defend. It's the most gut-wrenching football imaginable. It just brings me back to like Fernand Sanch days for the Seleção. It's like, please stop. I hate coward ball. So yeah, that was kind of what it is. No real complaints. I thought they played well in the first half. It was good to see his guy I think he's bounced back really well the last couple months, so good on him. Because he had a really not good start to the season. I mean, just horrendous all around. So really nice to see him kind of rounding into a bit of form, becoming at least a good number 2 option at right back. We'll see what they do for right back in the offseason with Beller and Potent probably going. So they'll need somebody unless they're going to throw good solid steps to the Wolves. Yeah, everybody looked good. Edwards looked really good. Trincão looked good at center forward. Morita got a goal again. He's been, I think, though, at least one of the few bright spots in the long season. Very underrated signing, I think. One of our best midfielders. He's held down the fort, so good on him. Yeah, nothing else. It's a 2-1 win against Famalicão in what's effectively a scrimmage. There's not a whole lot else to really say about these guys. And Famalicão, where's Famalicão?
They're still playing for Europe.
They're still playing for Europe. They might not get it, but
no, they won't get it.
Eighth. They're right behind Shops. 1 point behind Shops.
Yeah, so that puts them like 6 points out with 3 games to go. Yeah. Danny, you watching the hockey game?
Hold on.
There's some calamity
Game's
going
over.
on.
Game's over. Okay,
They're all just hitting each other, as hockey players tend to do. They're all just everybody hits somebody. It's like the scene from Semi-Pro when the commissioners.
I love it.
They're just beating the shit out of
Leafs
each other.
win.
They won.
They stayed alive.
Mitch Marner's getting fucking abused out there.
There's
3 more. 3 more wins, baby.
3 more wins, baby.
3 more.
There's one dude on the ground just getting shit kicked out of him.
Just 3 more.
Holy, what a bunch of sore fucking losers.
I don't know who it is on the ice, right? Like laid down on the ice. He is getting the absolute shit kicked out of him right now. Oh, crap.
Gotta love hockey. Anyways,
getting his ass kicked by Sam Bennett, former Kingston Frontenac. I digress.
But yeah, Steph. Last but not least, what were your thoughts on this game?
Oh, same as Chris and Richard. It's typical of Sporting. We win against Famalicão when it doesn't matter. I was watching the game and they didn't have too many chances of goals, and we suffered unnecessarily. We could have scored a couple more goals. I'm happy for Gaio. That's his first goal as a senior. Congrats to him. I've always liked him. I never understood why they criticize him so much. But there's nothing much to say. Chris said it all, and Richard too. Solid performance, but as a Sporting fan, to me, it's like it doesn't matter anymore. We already got the 4th place. We're not going to get the 3rd place. this is the preseason for 2023 and 2024, basically.
Pre-preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm watching the games, but with no energy. I'm just watching it. It's like blah. It
I mean,
means nothing.
did you see Morita's celebration? He didn't even celebrate or do anything.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever seen a goal like less celebrated was Oscar's goal against Germany when Brazil got demolished 7-1. Like, just no one did anything.
Yeah, and I share the same sentiment as Rich. I hope we don't lose against Benfica at home. That's the only wish. The only request is don't lose at home against Benfica. Besides that, the season's over. The players know it, and let's wrap it up and start thinking about next season. And that's
Stay
it.
healthy.
Yeah, just no one
Nothing
get
worse
hurt.
than a bad injury right at the end of the season.
Yeah, no one got hurt. Just everybody keep calm.
Yeah, exactly. Well said, boys. Yeah, we won't go on this too much as well. I share the same thoughts with everybody here. I think we need to have a good conversation, but at a later date with even though it's been a shit season, who our best player of the season was. Because Richard, you mentioned Morita earlier, which I agree with too. Nuno Santos has a good shout. You can even mention Pot, even though he's hot and
Morita
cold.
had a pretty slow start though. The first third of the season, he was pretty underwhelming.
It took him. It looked like
Yeah.
new signing jitters. Almost like it
Yeah.
just took him a little while to get used to everything.
I think he came along a lot faster than. I mean, I didn't expect much of him. Maybe that's why I'm. saying that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So
he's definitely played better than I thought he would for Sporting this season.
Yeah, in the second Segunda Vault, he was better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
but no,
pleasant
even the
surprise
first, he
overall.
was huge for us in Champions League. I thought he did very well against, maybe not Tottenham, but I remember Frankfurt. He got a goal, or if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, I digress. Let's get into the Twitter questions because there's some good talking points on here, and then we'll get into more things that we've missed out on in our mini hiatus. First one coming in from our boy Matt Paiva at mpaiva7. Rumors of Tite not coming back next season and being sold for between 10 to 13 million. The right move? Does he deserve a chance to prove himself, or should we cash out now? Let me start on this one. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm biased. But in a season where we're begging for strikers, why the fuck are we gonna sell another striker? Personally. And then the only people we've been linked so far is Piatek. Huh?
You said Slimani?
No, Tite.
No, Tite.
Jack Tomas. Personally, in my opinion, if he's coming
He's
back,
staying in Germany apparently.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
staying in Germany.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, why are we selling him? Why is he staying in Germany for 10, 13 million when we need strikers? Steph, what were your thoughts?
Have you seen him play?
Do you think we should keep him? Yeah, I have. Did you see the goal he scored?
Bro,
we have wingbacks scoring goals, bro.
Well, I think he left because he had a talk with Amorim, and basically Amorim told him, man, you're not going to be the number one striker. That's going to be Paulinho. So your minutes will be limited. Are you okay with that? And apparently he wasn't, and that's why he made the move to Germany.
Now, Steph, do you think we should at least have him back for preseason? Do you think it's a good move to sell him for that 10, 13 million that they're talking about?
I think that's a good move to sell him, just because I would rather him to get more mature in a more competitive league. I mean, the German league is better than the Portuguese, and then 4 years from now, coming back much more mature with more experience. That's his sentiment. Also, he wants to come back. Let's play. But it would be a big mistake to accept the 13 million. That's buku money that we need. I would rather get a more experienced striker, but nowadays they're expensive. So I don't. We're gonna make a deal like we've been doing, like 50% of the pass and paying them 20 million. That's the only thing we have left because we have no cash flow.
Not at the moment.
We're never gonna have it.
Now
when you have
asking for raises after a fourth place season.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm never going to understand why in Portugal we have 7 vice presidents. I meant to say
Yeah.
7 vice presidents. Why do we need so many? E dirigentes? I lost
That's like
count. I don't
six.
even know. I mean,
They
That's
need
like
raises,
6 too.
man.
and then you have a manager for another manager.
They all need to make like 250K.
Yeah, well.
170 is not enough. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
170 just can't get by with it, you know?
Even the massagist has an assistant. What the fuck?
Hey,
There's no money.
but
I'm not even
Let-
sure that I buy that there is like Albala kind of talks about it hypothetically.
Yeah.
This specific article that said the 10 to 13 was like it's not going to be Stuttgart. It's like Stuttgart's not interested, or I don't think Stuttgart wants him at all. I guess maybe unless they can get him for significantly cheaper than that.
Yeah.
But apparently he has market in Germany outside of Stuttgart, and like a random unnamed club that he has
Who?
market with in Germany.
That's what I'm trying to think of. Like,
Is
trying to
going
think
to
of
come
who's
in
in the
and
Bundesliga.
Yeah, I mean,
the joint
Is
Eduardo
this-
Quaresma.
I guess I'll believe it when I
Yeah.
see it. But if someone does offer us 10 to 13 million, specifically on the
Sure.
higher end of that,
You're hard
I
pressed
do
to
think
say
we
no.
should take it.
Yeah.
Of course. If you watch the Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hoffenheim or Wolfsburg or some other
Mhm.
club that is yet to be named at this point is actually interested and willing to pay that for sure. But otherwise, if it's like we're talking more like the 5 to 7 range, which I do think is more of his real value, then maybe we should think about integrating it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
if he comes back, I'll be happy. Don't get me wrong. I think I think we need. I think a big club like Sporting needs 3 valid strikers. As Porto has, they have 3 good strikers, and we need that depth in our bench.
He can play on the wing too. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I think the thing that like he's if you're gonna get like Chris said, like on that high end of like the 10 to 13, you're hard pressed to say no.
It's tempting.
But if
I hear you.
it's lower, like I have no problem integrating him. I think my thing is I just don't want to see all the bad habits that we saw in his time at Sporting the first time, which was
Winning the
he runs
league?
a lot. What?
The
Winning
bad
the league?
habits
Okay.
is winning the league.
Okay. But like finishing not always great, and just he
Hollywood.
runs a lot. He runs a lot because he's out of position constantly. He's constantly
that's fair.
running because he doesn't. It's Scott McTominay syndrome. He's always not where he's supposed to be, so he's always like a half a step behind the play. If we don't see those that's the only thing I don't want to see those bad habits if he comes back. I have no problem with him coming back though. But like we said, if you're getting like 10 million for the guy, I do think that's a little above his market value. I'd be tempted to say yes. I'd be hard pressed to say no to that.
I hear that too.
It's
to be
good
fair.
money.
Yeah, I hear that too.
But let's
it's tough
keep
in this
let's keep
position to
it,
say no.
but let's
Sorry,
keep into account that what the player wants as well. He might want to stay in Germany.
He might. It's a good league. It's a competitive league. I imagine it would pay more than our
From
league.
that snippet that came out that we've seen of him talking this week, I would say he wants to come back to Sporting. Personally,
I mean that was a very personal question,
Mhm.
and he is Portuguese, and of course he said he wouldn't mind coming back. That's a proper thing to say.
No,
yeah,
he
and then
said
he wished that it could have worked out slightly differently.
exactly. Which is something a player that we once had. I'll mention the name in just a second. Who we loaned out to Braga for 2 years. When he was in Braga, he said the same thing, and then he came back and now he's in Fulham and he's killing it. He's about to go somewhere else for 56 million. João Pedrinha said the same thing. It's the desire that the player wants to come back. And I mean, I don't watch Stuttgart. I'm not going to act like I watch Stuttgart.
I actually, they put the Bundesliga behind paywall this season in America, but the most recent game, the Cup semifinal or whatever reason, happened to be on TV. So I watched it and he scored in the Cup semi. But
near post 2, good finish. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying the guy's going to be a fucking 20-goal striker that we've been dying for. No way do I think that. But in a season where, I mean, fuck, bro. Would I rather 13 million or Chermiti off the bench? I mean, 13 million and Chermiti off the bench, or $0 and Tite off the bench. I'm picking Tite off the bench. I fuck those 13 million.
I'm going to throw you a curveball. 13 millions in Navarro.
13 million in
Navarro.
Navarro?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I mean, you could argue Navarro's probably going to cost about like the same. So it's just
give or take a couple million, yeah.
Fair.
Exactly.
But I mean, we've been flirting with Navarro for a season and a half now, if not 2 seasons. We're not getting him. He's gonna go to Porto, I think.
He's gonna go to Porto, and we're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, because we sleeping. That's why.
I don't know. They signed Tony Martinez to a renewal, I think.
Yeah.
Who was kind of like their reserve striker, I would say.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is a good question. We'll see what happens in the coming months when it comes to the Tite matter. The other one that I really wanted to talk to all you guys up to is comes in from Paul Rodriguez at Paul J Rod. Is 15 million for Nunes a fair deal? Too little? Is he worth more? Excuse me. Would you rather keep him? I'll go into the second part of the question next. Let's say 15 to 20 million. Let's go into that range, because I remember seeing rumors of 20 million from Torino.
How much did we pay? How much did we pay for Nunes? It wasn't a lot.
It was like.
He's one of the few players in that era that we got 100% of, I think, too.
No,
if you only paid like 4 or 5 million, like you're
I don't
you're
think
making.
we did, but
No?
I think it's like at least 80 though.
But maybe like Benfica still owned their portion because he's like academy, you know.
He was I was gonna say he was Seychelles guy. You know
Transfer
what?
market's getting 3.75.
If you're getting 15 million off a guy you invested 3-4 million in, that's a really good return on investment. I'd like to see more. I'd like it to be a bit more, but I'm not gonna complain if it's still on that lower end of closer to 15.
15 million,
really
it's actually way too much. But if they pay, fuck it, I'll take it.
If they're gonna pay, I'm gonna take it.
How old is he now? How old is he? 20 something? 27? 20?
28.
He's got to be 28. Like he's getting up
For
there.
28, 15 million. That's a good deal, bro.
That's a steal.
Yeah, he came in a convoluted deal that was 3 million plus the 75% of Gerald and 50% of Dalla.
Yeah. That's fine. Jocelyn Dalla's dropped off. They both.
That actually might be one of the better deals of the.
Yeah, they've both dropped off the face.
I would keep him. I would rather keep him.
I'd like to keep him, but if you're getting good money, it's tough to say no. But I like him. He's been, for me, one of our best players, if not the best player this season.
Agreed. Yeah.
For long stretches.
But we can sell the whole team. What the hell?
Hey. I'm willing
sell
to
them all, honestly.
Sell them all. Fold the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell them all. Anybody can buy. It's always price.
Honestly, I'm with you, Steph. Maybe I'm sounding like a broken record because it's a similar thought I have on Tite, but to replace a guy like Nunes Santos, I mean, we've been saying this year how bad Reis has been, or how poor compared to the last season Reis has been. 15, 20 million, yeah, it's nice. Don't get me wrong, especially for a player like Nunes Santos. We won't see that type of money for him ever again, probably.
No.
But I think he's just in terms of a sporting outfit of how we play, of how we look. I think we're far better with him than we are with 15, 20 million. Maybe I just don't trust this admin with money, but
I mean, look. If we sell for 50 million and he wants to leave, then go for it.
Yeah.
But if he wants to stay, I think we should make a sacrifice and keep him.
I think the English clubs actually would pay that. I don't know if Torino is paying 15 million.
Yeah,
I don't
like an English club.
I think Torino will pay.
Yeah.
Italian clubs are kind of cheap.
Frankfurt could also pay 15.
Yeah,
true.
They could. They got money.
True. And then Paul Rodriguez's last question is: rank who had the better season for Sporting between these players? Trincão, Edwards, Pot, Nunes Santos.
That is so tough because they both had such highs and lows.
The highs have been really high, but the lows have been bad.
So how about we do the second half of the season?
Second half season's fair. All right,
That's even harder, I think.
No.
Because second half
I
of the
think
season,
Pot-
most of them have had better
true.
second
Trincão
halves.
definitely had a better
Trincão,
second
I
half.
think, is last in that list. But if we're talking second half, I mean, he's been decent
Yeah.
lately.
The one that I'm
Edwards
finding
has
hard
been
to
good.
place is Edwards, actually.
Yeah. Edwards had a slow start, I'd say, to the season as well, but then
And
he
Potts
became like
quietly
a very
had
crucial player.
15 goals despite being very poor, I would say, for large stretches of like
Yeah.
that.
I'm playing
fall,
out of
winter.
position.
Yeah. Then he
Yeah,
came
he's
on
one of the
more
guys
towards
who's
the end.
suffered from injuries, having to flip
Nuno
flop.
Santos may have been the most consistent all season out of all of them.
I'd agree
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
tempted to put Nuno Santos at 1, and then it's pretty much a coin flip between the rest of the 3.
Yeah.
It's like Pod has the stats, but like the stats are kind of deceiving when you've been watching for the duration
So
of the
does
season.
Trincão. He definitely stat padded towards the end. He has 9 goals in the league, or 10 goals in the league, actually, I think, or maybe
Good for
9.
him. That's not bad. But yeah, he's
but-
stat padded it.
Man, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the eye test, I guess, tells me
Yeah.
it's probably Nuno Santos, Pot, Edwards, Trincão, and then
Yeah.
maybe if you do second season, Trincão goes to 3rd, and then Edwards goes to 4th.
I think that's fair. I think that's about what I would have.
I agree with
Because
that.
I'm not-
had some bad stretches, but
I'm not going to rank anybody who finished in 4th place.
smart.
I love that.
Yeah, vamos por caralho.
All right. More news. John Lucas continues to be linked to Sporting. Posted. Oh shit! I didn't even catch this part. He posted a song lyric saying that "I am a lion."
Yeah.
Midfielder, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull up his.
Yeah, he's a
transfer
he's a
market so we can look
midfielder.
at stats. I mean, I'd be very shocked after all these rumors coming out if he's not our first.
Yeah,
signing
me
of the
too.
summer, to be
Or
honest.
among the first signings, yeah.
Seems like it's gonna happen. My question is what kind of impact is he gonna have? He really hasn't played for Monaco since February.
Mhm.
Well, and he was offloaded from them from Lyon.
He was kind of
I
a
think,
big
as
money
well.
deal from Lyon, and then it didn't really pan out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think he could still be decent for us.
How
but
old is he?
He has had
Not
a
old.
very underwhelming season. For
24.
Sure.
Oh, he's still.
I know they want.
relatively
They've
young.
wanted like 8 to 9, which seems high. So I've also
If you can
seen,
get him
like,
for 6 or 7,
yeah,
maybe.
it seems like that's more.
I don't think it's the hill you need to die on for an overpay.
No, but
No.
hopefully they've like the reason they're so zeroed in on it is because they really done their research on him. You know.
Mhm. He hasn't really played full 90
No.
full 90
Yeah,
minutes
No,
since
he's been
August.
very much like a bench guy.
Took the season off basically.
Yeah.
Vacation in the French Riviera.
Nice. Hey, bro,
Not
you
gonna-
could be,
not
you'd
gonna-
be
I
at
was
worse
about to
places.
come to Lisbon and take a vacation.
As I always
Yeah.
say, I respect the hustle or lack thereof. Like, good on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like a good deal, like fair.
We have a player similar to him. What's his name? The Portuguese kid, the center back. He just came back to us. He was on a.
I'm trying to think of which guy.
Oh, which one?
Center.
Guy, he came from Liverpool. Shit. Come on, help me.
Oh, Ilori?
Ilari?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ilari.
Yeah, he's also enjoying Lisbon and Portugal.
in Lisboa.
He's not doing
fair
much.
point.
So is Camacho. Well, Camacho's at Belenenses, right? Is he still there?
No, he's in
He's in Greece.
Greece or
Yeah,
Cyprus.
Yes, AEK. Yes, AEK.
Yeah.
Correct.
But now says he wants to play right fullback. He gave in on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, after his contract is about to expire.
Well, at least we get the money off the books, I guess.
He's had a great 5 years of just chilling, man.
Yeah.
At least
He's been
4. He
collecting
played
the
like
bag.
one of the seasons, kind of. Shock. I mean, he played. Too much.
He's certainly gonna go down as one of the players of all time.
Said
You got
perfectly.
jokes, bro.
That's
You got jokes.
Camacho.
We also linked to Lamptey and Van Uwijk. I want to think his name is pronounced.
Those haven't
from
come up in like a
Heerenveen.
week and a
Yeah,
half.
they've been off and on the last like month and a half, 2 months. I feel
But
like they're gonna be a bit out of our price range.
We'll see. We'll see. It came up in January, so I'm
not even necessarily for the transfer fee. I think more just the actual salary will be.
We'll probably still
bigger
need. I think Van Uwick is in our range, and we definitely are going to need a right back.
Especially from here in Wien.
Especially if Bellerin doesn't come back, which it seems like he's not, but he might.
It seems like Bellerin that ship has sailed.
He might, but yeah.
Yeah, rumors saying that he's not out just yet. Where was he linked to recently? Back to Betis, and there was another
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray, exactly.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens there, but definitely I think if Bellerin's not coming back, we need another right back for sure.
They need one.
The big one, I think, and this is where I want all your opinions on as well. Ugarte, heavy links to Liverpool. They don't seem to be going away. Why can't I find them on Transfer?
You know what's so funny? You know what I thought was very funny?
Mm-hmm. If
you looked at the cover of Record today, it was the big Ugarte story. It was like his agents are expected in next week in Lisbon to present the opening offer. Who are his agents?
Who's his agent?
His agent is Gestafood, bro. It's George Mendes.
George Mendes.
Call him by his fucking name. Say his name, my man.
They're treating it like Voldemort.
They're acting like his agent's like his dad or something. No, his agent's fucking George Mendes.
Fucking Mendes. Like, come on.
That's Joe. Yeah, Gestafood.
I just wanted to call that out. I thought that was interesting. Like, are they trying to kind of
sweep it under the rug?
I mean, I don't know.
Under the rug or like what is it?
If that's what their intention is, just know what's really going on.
But yeah, Ugarte, Liverpool rumors coming fast or coming heavy. They're not going away anytime soon. I think it's probably like 60 mil. I don't know if
I think it's probably 60.
That's good.
Yeah, I won't say
it's really good.
He never signed that second renewal, but he did sign one, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here, but I think it's somewhere around 60 mil, which we won't get. Let me remind you guys, we got 50 something for Bruno. He's currently Man United's captain. But at least 20% coming or 10% came in this match, if I'm not mistaken, against.
So we're up to what 70% now?
Yeah, we have 70.
70. Yeah, it's
like 85. If you look to the right, can you see how many games he played for Sporting? He needs to get to 90.
He has played. Here I need full stats.
And also there was also a report this week that his Uruguayan club Phoenix. On the right, 83. It was just on the right.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
83.
So I don't think we get to 80, to be honest. So we're just gonna have to live with 70, and then maybe by this 20.
Unless they pull out like a Mateus Nunes and delay it till the next season.
Or maybe they would be willing to negotiate the additional 10 as well.
Yeah.
But maybe we're at 70. We could get 90 if the rumors are true for 5 mil, and then maybe we could get 100%. But if Liverpool is coming in and this isn't a deal that gets done towards the end of the summer, like most of our big money sales are, then I don't know if we're gonna have time to do all that other business with.
And it depends on what their offer is too. Yeah. Like, is it big enough? Is it a big enough?
And is Phoenix really so stupid? If Phoenix knows that there's a 50 million deal about to get accepted, like what's 20% of 50?
Yeah,
is that more or less than 5 mil? Like they can just do the math and they're gonna get more by not selling us the 20%. I don't get why they would.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe they're under the impression that it's not going to be that big of a sale. Actually, 20% of 50 is 4. So it would be 4
so maybe
they're getting an extra
cash out for them,
4
especially if they think it's like going to be 35 or 40.
So in this case, why are we paying them an extra $1 million?
Just to say that we got a higher percentage of him.
Of course, that's maybe. Actually, no, more. Yeah, because even if it's less, what's the point? So. That's crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess it depends what we end up getting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steph, what were your
I
th-
mean, I
oh,
guess
sorry,
it all.
Rich.
I guess it all depends on what their offer is.
Yeah.
and
Hopefully,
when
we
it
find
happens.
out next week what the opening offer is.
This
for
time
Orlando.
next week, well, I think we'll know what the opening offer is.
Yeah.
If it's like a bag and it's like, if it's the release clause or more, like you fucking take that shit and you run.
Yeah, it won't. It'll be like 35.
It won't be. It'll be like 35, maybe 40, and then they'll start haggling over price from there. And they'll probably, as usual, they will meet somewhere in the middle.
True. Yeah, because 60% of or 20% of 60 is 12. Maybe that's where Sporting's thinking. That's their.
Maybe.
You gotta hit the release clause. Who knows? But Steph, what were your thoughts on? Is Ugart gone? As good as gone?
How much are we willing to sell him for?
It can't be anything below 35 for me. He's been your
course.
absolute best million. It's got to be at least 40, actually. He's been your absolute best midfielder this season.
Yeah.
I think anything else, and you're going to look very silly.
Yeah, so we're not in the Champions League. I mean, let's assume that we don't qualify for the third place, which I don't think so. So that we're going to lose that cash flow from the Champions League. So we have some cash flow from Liga Europa, but it's not good enough. And so we have to pay a lot of bills. That includes the modalities. So we're going to have to sell a big player, and I think he's gone because of that.
I think his sale would basically be what your Champions League money would almost be.
Compensate for that.
Close to it, so at least it would take some of the sting of at least we've got that money coming in, even if it's from another avenue.
Because Rafael Leon's money, we can count on that because we've been waiting for the money for.
Oh God, we'll be dead and gone. They'll still be haggling over that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So a good deal for Sporting would be 40 million.
Yeah.
Or,
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Hopefully more, but I'm inclined to agree. 40 plus
I think it
bonuses,
might be
shit like
more,
that.
but I think 40 should be the absolute minimum.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's where that's the hill they need to die on. Is look, this has been our best player. He's one of the best midfielders in the league. It's at the very least this, and probably more.
Especially if it's
they gotta
only
draw a line in the sand.
If it's only Liverpool, they need midfielders too. We can easily talk them up.
We can haggle them. If we
Easily.
knew how to haggle, we could haggle them a little bit and see if we could.
Yeah, if though, it's a big
price
if.
them out a bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a big if.
We shall see. We just lost our lawyer, the one we used to make the deals. He said goodbye on Instagram or something. So I don't know who's the new one. So.
Yeah,
it's Varandas, baby. He's handling it all now. He's putting that raise he's earning that raise.
Yeah. Also lost Miguel Braga since we're on this conversation too.
I'm sure he'll be missed.
The same way I'm gonna make a comparison. The same way I feel about Varandas is the same way I feel about President Biden.
Just kind of apathetic. They're kind of there.
What about Miguel Braga, bro? How do you feel about him?
Loves Miguel.
I'm not gonna miss him at all.
I am curious to see who the new Miguel Braga is. I hope he's more online. To be fair, Miguel Braga was online enough, a little bit, but I hope that whoever replaces him argues with us and stuff.
Agreed.
And not or like
in front of the camera.
Not just block and stuff. Argue with
exactly. Not just calling us before we thought we had an interview or anything like that.
Yeah.
Without luck, it's going to be Manuel Fernandes.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be funny. That'd be really funny.
I would rather have Ignacio.
Yeah, but
he's beefing with the administration.
Yeah, it's the comms director. It's gotta be like the.
He's not buddy pal with the with this administration.
It's gotta be like the annoying battle dog.
You know who would be a good one? And every time he's a commentator in Sporting TV, I just love listening to him. He used to be a Sporting player. Who's the commentator?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think I know who you're talking about. I
He's
just forget the name. It's going to drive me nuts.
About Sporting.
Yeah.
You guys need a hint?
I need a hint.
His brother was a coach as well. He played, and then he became a coach.
This is going to drive me nuts now because I know the face. I just can't think of the name.
Vidigal.
Think of the face.
Vidigal.
Vidigal. That's right.
So Vidigal, when he
I didn't know he was on Sporting TV.
he's really good. I like his way. He has a way of talking about the games, and it's never the negative.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good. I think they should give him a shot, actually.
Yeah.
He might be, honestly,
Yeah.
on the radar.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, what do you need for this job? You just need to know how to tweet or Facebook post.
You just got to not be a moron.
Yeah, you need to know how to
I could do this
tweet,
job.
And you need to go on that show that
and
that
you need to
Miguel
know
Braga does.
how to, like,
Yeah.
and you need to know how to be like annoyingly like partisan, you know?
You need to talk. You need to be
You need to be able to talk. Like,
And luckily, Miguel Braga didn't know how to do any of that. You need to know how to attack Porto. That's all you need to know how to do.
Yeah, you need to post like
That's all
clips
you
from the
need.
VAR and stuff like that.
Ruben Amorim news. Two things. One, Tottenham are allegedly waiting for an interview with him to see if he's the right man for the job to take over in North London.
He's
Sure.
their backup
But
plan
that's-
for Nagelsmann, apparently.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
the backup to the backup.
But that's boring news. That's been around since he's been at Sporting. Let's talk about the good stuff. Pulled over doing 159 kilometers an hour and 99 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ, where were you going in such a hurry?
Brother,
Did you get
in
laid or
Canada,
something?
even if you're on the highway doing 159, bro,
That's
you're getting
still
your
too
license
far.
suspended.
And it's Porsche Porsche SUV, I believe.
Unofficial highway
Yeah.
speed in Canada is like 120, which is still over 30 kilometers less than what he was going.
Bro, I got pulled over once doing 146, and he said if I went 4 kilometers over, I would have had my car impounded and my license suspended for 6 months.
Yep. Well, have
Brother.
fun taking the fucking bus.
What do you think the limit was? Like 110 kilometers per hour?
Well,
Maybe, I don't
most
know.
highways in Canada is like 100.
Probably-
Everybody goes 115.
probably dropped a little.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a
cheap-
Porsche. He saw the open road.
He was just
Exactly.
fucking
Running late to
flying.
practice. You can't be a coach and late to practice.
I bet.
he was either-
I've never actually been to the.
You know how
academy.
they pay
But
they charge for
Once you get from like the Ponte Vasco da Gama like to the other side, there's still like another 15 minutes, right, to get to the training ground. Like, and that's just kind of desolate treelands, you know.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's like some roads around there that you can kind of whip.
But
Yeah.
do you know how they charge for the tickets? It's on the spot.
Yeah.
120, he got 120. He swiped his card.
Swipe the cards. Here you go.
And you know what happened afterwards when you paid the ticket?
They took a selfie with him.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of respect it.
I mean,
Well,
when I
what compelled him-
what the fuck?
What was he in such a rush for? He was either late to practice or on his way to get laid. Like, there's no excuse for driving.
I don't
that
know where
fast.
he was going.
Like, where are you going? That you go 30 plus
When you
kilometers.
get pulled over, I was about to get laid.
What compels you to go 39 kilometers over like the speed limit?
Bro, and let me tell you, I mean,
Stop from me. I was about to get laid.
let me just say, I hope my employers aren't listening because no amount of pussy will ever make me drive that fast, bro.
No.
Let me be frank.
I'm a relatively safe driver. Like, I can't be doing this. I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, people, drivers of the world, like, just drive safely. It's not that hard.
I do like that he is an official Sportingista now because I feel like you can't be a true, proper Sporting associate, we'll say, or
Without getting a
employee
traffic ticket.
without getting some sort of traffic ticket. We've had Jovan driving without a license. We've had a drunk driver somewhere in between there as well.
Gonzalo Plata.
Yeah,
Gonzalo Plata, foda-se, Gonzalo Plata, the goat.
His main driving offense was on loan, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he flipped his car.
Yeah.
as our lead. Oh man, you gotta love it. He's one of us now.
He's
anyways.
one of us.
Paulinho came back and played against Paços.
Good to see him
so
back.
he came back to training, but Bragança today or yesterday, I feel it was today.
Today he joined.
Back in
he
training,
joined training.
8 months out. from an ACL tear. I know we were just talking about Jean Lucas earlier, but do you guys think we'll even see Bragança this season? Maybe last game of the season
You
against
might
Santa
see
Clara?
him for a
No
cup of
shot he
coffee
plays
in the
this
last
season.
game, but that's about it.
No shot.
Yeah.
I don't think he
I hope
should.
not either.
He's
I
not
hope
match
not. I
fit.
don't
They're
think
not.
he
Even, they're
should.
not going to throw him out there. There's no way.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
good
think he
enough.
should,
He's
but
showing up for practice. Don't play him yet.
yeah,
I mean, he's
it's,
not.
it's not worth the
Agreed.
risk.
So
I mean, I'm shocked he's even having a training session. He's ahead of schedule.
I'm not shocked he's having a training session. I'll be more shocked if he gets any game time.
Well,
I
that
don't
means
think
he's
he
clear
should.
for contact. If he was,
Yeah,
because he was doing work with
exactly.
others. You know.
He was doing work for a long time, just kind of solo off to the
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I would say he's on a reasonable pace, to be honest.
Yeah.
He'll
8
be
months
back
isn't
for
bad.
this
It's really
season.
good.
Yeah.
he was gone
Exactly.
for 305 days, I believe. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Shit like
Almost,
that,
yeah, because he did it like middle of preseason, right? Like
Yeah, sometime in
Yeah,
August.
he did it in July. Yeah.
Or
he
July.
did it
There we go.
towards
yeah,
the
on
end
the
of
July he did
Yeah.
he did
That's the
himself
one
in.
thing I give credit to Varandas. When it comes to injuries, because his background is doctor.
He did the ACL surgery himself.
Yeah.
He
like, just
hacked
come to
that
my
shit
office.
himself.
he tells them to respect the timetables.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
that's
think
true.
that's
That
just
is true.
good best practice. I think that's just good best practice. Like you shouldn't be rushing guys. But like me and Danny watch a lot of hockey. It's like, bro, go home. Like you should not be playing like some of these guys. So I'm glad that we didn't rush him back.
I think it's even an Amorim thing too, because Amorim was like plagued with injuries.
He had a
his
lot of
career.
injuries late on, right? Like he got
Especially
derailed by
at Benfica,
injuries.
especially. I think he might have almost as many games played for Braga than he does for Benfica. I could be wrong on that, but he's
did have a
injured a
lot.
lot. I think he
He
missed
jumped
out on the
aside.
World Cup because of an injury as well, if I'm not mistaken.
He was
So,
he definitely missed at least one World Cup. I remember he was at the 2014 disaster one in Brazil.
Yeah.
Like he barely saw any playing time, and he didn't play him. I think much longer after that. He was pretty much done. Like,
I think he ended his career in UAE.
He did.
Mhm.
yeah, he did. He definitely did.
They would get a bunch of money. Yeah.
But I mean, he ended it
Collected
early
bag.
too. I mean, he's only 37, 38 now. He's
Yeah.
a coach.
Yeah, he's not.
He's been
he's
coaching
not
for how
a
long?
young guy.
He's making more money now as a coach than he was as a player.
100%.
For
Oh,
sure.
I think
sure.
he's been more successful. I
He's
mean,
making
he's won
like
leagues
$6
as a
million
player.
a year at Sporting.
He's making
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah.
I bet when he was playing, he was making a third of that during his highest contract.
At
Yeah,
most.
when he paid his ticket, he gave them a tip.
It's like when you buy the coffee, it was like, would you like a tip? 15, 10. It was on the
Yeah.
touchscreen, and he's like,
20%.
Yeah, he did custom amount for that shit. He didn't even
Yeah.
keep it custom amount.
yeah, he's
That
like,
shit.
these lads have given me excellent service, 30%.
Yeah, the service has been lovely. 5 stars.
Also, last on Amorim, linked to Rome in case he
In case Mourinho leaves, because Mourinho's been linked to PSG and apparently Real Madrid again.
Yeah.
He's
Uh,
also
Luckily
linked
today
to just quitting, also, right?
and he's just also been linked to just up and leaving.
Yeah. He's cooled those links with PSG today a bit.
Because their end of the season
We'll
is kind
see.
of in a catastrophe, right? And they could fall out of
Yeah.
Europe entirely. So if they fall out of Europe entirely, he might just quit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just call it.
Oh, I thought you meant PSG for a second too. Because PSG
I
has
meant
been
Roma.
horrible
I meant
as well.
Roma.
In Roma, you're right. Yeah.
Well, they're still
And
in first place.
Juve getting those 15 points back.
Yeah,
really
Roma's
fucked
in
up.
7th currently.
Sorry, Steph.
They're still in first place, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, no, PSG's
Oh
fine.
yeah. They won the league.
They have-
They
yeah,
need
they
to
have
lose a couple more
A
games.
few bad
to-
results, but they still have like
really
a
be bad.
5-point lead, I think. So they're fine.
Yeah.
Unless they lose like the next 2 games and whoever's in second wins too, like they should be okay.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
True.
What's
Um,
I also think he's the type of coach PSG needs. They need a coach who's not going to take shit off of anybody.
They do.
Like they
I think-
need a coach.
yeah.
They need a coach who's just gonna.
I would want to be a
not take
coach
it.
for Paris Saint-Germain.
No, I would hate that. It's a horrible
I
job.
mean, of course, I'm kidding because if they say, "Hey, we're going to pay you X amount,"
I mean, they want to pay me.
$5 million.
They can pay me.
Steph's gonna say no, bro. Fuck that shit.
Bro, they can pay me.
I'll tell them,
They can pay me in Stella Artois for all I care about.
I'll be all of them.
Bro, they could just sit there and say, "We're not even paying you money. We're paying you in Stella Artois," and I'd be like, "You're sold on the flight." Like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like it's not an enviable job because of the egos and superstars involved. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
same with the
tough
Chelsea job. I can't imagine that it's that appealing of a project. or a job
Not
right
after
now.
the last couple years. No,
And
maybe a few years ago.
You're just
but
gonna get sacked
no.
after 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Ruben Amorim is kind of a little bit afraid. It's
Yeah, that's why he doesn't want to go to like
Agreed.
Leeds or Aston Villa because he's
Or
afraid
Tottenham.
he'll just get sacked, or it'll
Yeah.
stain his
just
reputation.
a different league. You know, you can pull these little stunts of if you don't follow my orders because you didn't run fast enough in practice, you're not going to play. It's not going to stick
You
over
can
there.
pull that in Portugal. You can't pull that in the Premier
Like
League.
what he did to Slimani, it's still
And
stuck
Mathieu.
right here. Because it's
Yeah.
like you a coach, you also have to be able to manage this kind of egos.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying Slimani was like a saint, but they could have worked it out. We
Oh yeah,
need-
like both guys were in the wrong.
You know, Varandas actually in Vienna did their job. They got him a good striker in the winter window. And then we let him go because of personality conflicts. Are you kidding me? That's what goes on in the Premier League all the time. You wouldn't survive 6 months. They all get paid 6 million, 10 million, 12 million. He could say whatever he wants to say, and they're going to say, man,
Yeah, they actually
Yeah,
make more
yeah.
than you in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Amorim
Yeah.
actually makes more than even with Slimani. I bet he still made at worst they made the same.
Yeah.
But I think that he still might make a bit more than Slimani. But yeah, they're both in like the net like 3 range, so around like 6.5, something like that. But in the Prem, the manager
The
makes
players
a
get
lot,
paid more.
but the
Yeah.
players make even more than
Players
that,
make like
you know,
double
so-
what the manager makes.
So when you're a manager in the Premier League, you're not managing kids anymore.
You're managing
You're managing
adults.
millionaires. So now you have to be careful how you talk to them, how you treat their ego. You really have to be a psychologist, kind of, you know. And maybe that's why Ruben Amorim doesn't want to go because he would struggle.
Just waiting for the right project, I think, and the perfect opportunity. Which I don't know. I don't know if it's coming. He might have to
You might have to wait it out.
take
or
on
just
something that's
make
not
the plunge
perfect. Or, yeah,
Best league of the world, which is the Premier League, he's not going to be able to pull the stunts. He's not going to be dealing with kids.
Agreed.
This is what
Agreed. That is really. I mean, Sutirish. I mean, we just got him. We got him for 4.5 for
No, he doesn't even
70%.
exist to me. Fuck him.
He might go back for 2 million back to Greece.
Sure.
Mine's interested in Morita. I doubt anything comes of that, to be honest.
yeah.
The
The only reason I even like half cared slightly was because it came from Red Court
Yeah.
Yeah.
about the
That's
Mines thing. If it was Ebola Mines, I'd be like, fuck.
We wouldn't even talk about it.
I wouldn't even tweeted it probably.
it may
Yeah.
also be interested by a couple Premier League teams.
Who?
Pedro Gonçalves.
Yeah.
That's
Aston
been
Villa.
kind of
I haven't
flying
heard
around
of
a
it
little bit,
in a while. He obviously has had a Prem links over time,
For
but
some time.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard a transfer rumor about him in what? I don't know, like
Not
six
since
months,
Arsenal.
maybe.
Not
Since
since
Arsenal.
like Aston Villa,
Maybe
like
a mistake
was kind of linked to him.
because he tried it once before with Wolves.
Gonzalo Inacio is the one that I think is going to heat up soon.
Who?
Yeah.
Gonzalo Inacio.
Yeah, and that would be
Newcastle.
Newcastle, Man U, a couple
Man U.
Prem clubs, yeah.
He's valued at 60 million.
Yeah,
You know?
he's according to that sports data sports science agency. I'm not exactly sure how you would classify them. I think CIES. I think
Yeah.
they always have Gonzalo Inacio as like the second highest valued player in Liga B win.
Young,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he can play.
and his estimated sales like 60 million. I'm like,
Fucking let's go.
I still truly don't believe that's gonna happen, but that'd be sick if it did.
Yeah.
You gotta be good cash.
I mean, I would be sad if he left, but at the same time, that would be the best deal we made this summer.
One of the best deals we've ever made all
Well,
time.
we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
kind of numbers we're talking. 'Cause
We'll see
I
what
actually
happens. We'll see what
have no
happens.
idea what to expect.
We haven't heard a
What if
ton
Liverpool comes in here with
lately
like a
about him.
20, 25? Because I saw his valuation on transfer market was 25.
Yeah.
25. We get 70. Like, Bro, that's
I'll take that.
ass.
We own all of his pass at least.
Yeah.
Who, Ugarte?
No,
What?
Inacio.
No,
Oh, Inacio, we do own all his pass.
We own all of Inacio, so at least we don't have to figure out any. We don't have to do any calculations on that.
Yeah.
Except for
Only
what
agents,
did the
only
mattresses?
commission.
What did the
Yeah,
mattresses
exactly.
at the friggin' academy cost? Like, big deal.
And
Shall we jump into futsal?
Yeah.
let's jump into futsal. Nothing else really here. Everything
Also,
else.
Gucci
mentioned.
Onyewu got named vice president of sporting
Yes.
operations for U.S. Soccer.
Good for
today.
Oguchi Onyewu. I like Oguchi Onyewu.
Shout out to Captain America.
Yeah, you don't have to display that, Danny.
Okay. my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, put the 7-1 ender.
Hold on. Let me zoom in on just one thing because I seen a few rivals fucking chirping. Can't zoom in here. Anyways, I have to zoom in on the 4-3 for the Benfiquistas.
Oh, fuck.
Benfiquistas, caralho. Foda-se, I'm tired.
Lampiões.
He's at the mint. Anyways, 2-1 loss. Futsal Champions League final. Some BS calls.
1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
Lottery. 1-1 draw.
Lost in penalties.
Steph, as the OG Modalidad guy, I'm gonna pass it off to you first, bro. What were your thoughts on this game?
You have the floor.
I mean, we were the better team in the 40 minutes we played against them. The referees sucked, but that's what happens when you put on the pitch. Referees, they shouldn't be referees at all. They were horrendous. We scored the second goal, and they managed to cancel that goal, which was a clean one.
The futsal VAR is gonna have a lot of work to do because in outdoor, a tiki-taka foul at midfield is not
This
important.
is not a foul.
Yeah.
But in futsal, it's more important because if you get to 5 fouls, it can change the game. You know.
Yeah.
Goal because he said he was grabbing him, but
The other guy grabs him though as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of grabbing that goes on in
and then
futsal.
Dundee said if he's going to call that foul, he's going to have to call 25 fouls.
Yeah. They've been taking penalties.
Like you're setting a precedent.
Yeah, so they took the game from us, and I think it was done purposely. So Palma de Mallorca playing at home would win, you know. And then because we all know it's a lottery.
He didn't go that well.
I'm not going to blame Varela because he gave us so many victories. So, you know, a player missing a PK, it could be anybody.
What do you think about Bernard Pressel being the goalie instead of Gita?
I was baffled because Gita kept us in the game in the first half.
He's better. Even Portugal is better in PKs.
Mm-hmm.
But I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you, Chris, because Gita was hot. He was like...
He kept us in the game that first half. They were all over us in the first half.
But we missed a lot of goals, too.
Yeah.
You know? It was a good game, but we had a little bit of an edge over Palma de Mallorca. And I'm not saying they were a bad team. They did everything possible to keep us at bay. But the referee canceled a valid goal.
We had it in the net. It should have been 2-1. I mean, maybe they would have scored in it. Maybe it would have been tied 2-2, and maybe it would have been the same outcome.
I think that's the infuriating thing.
But it should have been up. We should have been up 2-1.
Yeah, because the day before, when Sporting played and won against Anderlecht, won, and Benfica lost against Palma de Mallorca 4-3, they went to the VR a few times, and they always canceled the play. Said, "No, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going." Because, like Chris said, it's a futsal game. The fouls are not as important as in a regular soccer game.
Futsal's naturally more physical just because of the proximity.
Yeah. So it's very shameful for the UEFA nominating shitty referees. To me, in my book, we didn't lose. We got robbed big time. We should have won fair and square. Palma de Mallorca played well. But that was a valid goal. And when they canceled the goal, the entire pavilion, they celebrated like they scored a goal.
Yeah.
I hate this shit in the 21st century. And the only ones to blame is the UEFA for picking horrible, horrible referees. They could have picked French referees because they didn't have any French players, French teams. They could have picked,
German.
German city. No, they picked
Anybody.
some guy from Croatia and Yugoslavia. Anyway, we lost the game, and my father and I, he came from Portugal, watching the game, and we were like, okay, it's lunchtime. I don't want to fucking eat now.
Yeah, it was really disappointing. I think that's the shitty thing too. Is like if they didn't score off, if they didn't score off the play, or if they score and then Palmas ties and then we still lose, it is what it is, right? But it's because they called what should have been a valid goal back.
Yeah,
it just ruined the result.
Yeah,
and
because it was an evenly matched game, and that's the pissy part about it is if we don't score on the player, if they come back and tie anyways, you don't care.
I think sports to evolve, they should have like a secondary someone to also say, hey, that's like a fourth referee, like we have in the NFL. You have the coaching staff on the pitch, and you have X amount watching replays and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And to say no, you fucked up. That's not a good call. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching out a little bit too much because we lost. But
in theory, that's what the VAR is supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. They're supposed to be those guys that can say, "Hey, take a look," or "No, it's okay, move on."
Yeah.
But they were just, it seems like they had to have been searching for the outcome because it's like, yeah.
Like we say in Portuguese, árbitros caseiros.
The only other results from the last 2 weeks are all bad.
Not a good modalidade.
The ones worth highlighting, at least, such as hockey losing the cup final in penalties, and then losing in the Champions League quarterfinal to Villongo.
Yeah. Okay, Patins is getting old. The team is getting old. I know.
Hockey Patins had a horrible 2 weeks.
Yeah, a rough 2 weeks.
But Freitas kept on telling, the dirigents of Sporting, we have to renew the team. And no, we're going to keep the same play. They can't keep up no more.
No, they're starting to age out.
Yeah. It's part of life. It's part of life.
Yeah. You can make the argument, even our futsal team. I mean, we've seen some players transition out, but the skeleton of it, I'm saying, I think it's
the core of the team is still there.
Yeah, the playoffs for futsal start.
I mean, they're still getting the Champions League finals. Don't get me wrong; they're still doing something.
Steph, do they have no trophies this season?
No.
So far, right now, no. Lost the Taça Portugal.
Did they win the League Cup?
Did they win?
We didn't even make it to the final of the League Cup.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, that's good. I mean,
that could be the first trophyless season in a long
playoffs
time
start
for
soon,
futsal.
right?
Yeah.
Playoffs for basketball, hockey, and futsal start soon. Basketball started today. Sporting's up 1-0 in their series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they kind of got to win the Portuguese league for this to be
to salvage anything.
an acceptable season by their standards.
Yeah.
We have a shot at winning the Portuguese league in handball.
That's also true.
That's a decent team.
I mean, the game against Porto is going to decide the season, right?
Yeah.
If we lose to Porto, they'll win. If we beat Porto, we'll win.
Basically.
Yeah.
Basketball, it's a long shot. I just see Benfica and Porto in better shape. Hockey, I don't trust them anymore.
And the thing about being the 3 seed is that we'll have to beat Porto and Benfica en route to the title for basketball.
And ladies sports, forget about it. That we
the Hockey Patins team, they were so bad that it's like, actually, we're folding now.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
I didn't even see
Women's hockey is
folding. Patins for the feminine.
7-1 against Benfica. It's not even only hockey. It's hockey. Volleyball. We lost the final against Porto. We got spanked.
They should just stop posting the results.
We saw too.
Every time they get posted up, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we got killed. It's been a rough modalidade here.
Yeah. But Anderson and his administration did such a bad job in managing the females. It's like they must be throwing like 500 more euros. Come to me, we'll pay you. Instead of 4,000, we'll pay you 4,500. And that makes all the difference for because it's big money,
$500 is still good money, by the way. Like for some people,
in Portugal, it's good money.
I take a $500
increase in my
wage.
Average person gets 500 euros a month, bro.
Yeah.
So an extra $500 or $500 500. Yeah, that's it. Right.
No, Benfica, the ladies Benfica team, they get more money than Sporting.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
it's an average of 7,500, and I think our plateau is 5,000 or something.
Yeah, so we're still about 2,000 or so shy of their.
That's why they're getting all the Americans and the Canadians and shit like that, and we have maybe
Brazilians
like
even
one or
now,
two.
like
Swag goalie.
But we lost Indiana. We lost our goalie. We lost our center back. All the core, we lost it. You know,
we lost literally the whole spine of the team left.
Yeah, we did.
And they
we lost Fatima.
Yeah.
And then with our fucking luck, our best player, one of our best players, Claudio Neto, got hurt.
Yeah.
And the Brazilian 19-year-old, she got hurt too. Once it got hurt, the team was depleted, and then we relied on the youth, and that wasn't good enough. We lost against
the lack of depth. The depth was exposed.
We got spanked, but once they came back, we went to the lose and we won 1-0. It's too late. So
yeah,
even in rugby, we lost the championship against I forget the name of the fucking rugby team. I don't even know who they are. So we won against Benfica, and then we lose the final.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Rough modalidades season all around.
The only thing we won in modalidades was track and field.
Yeah. Our track teams did really well, actually.
And the 19 females, they were champion of Portugal.
Yeah.
Kickboxing, our guy is always kicking ass.
Yeah.
And then jiu-jitsu, we won some shit.
We won some shit. I love that. We won some shit.
That's what we can brag about. It's shit like that.
Yeah. It's not much.
We won in chess and xadrez.
We have a chess team.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
No.
We used to.
We need to get a darts team.
And Matraquil.
Sign me up, bro.
It's bad season. It's a terrible season.
It's not a banner year, and everybody has an off year, but it was like a really not good year.
Yeah, which has been the evolution of our modalidade since.
I know basketball won the Portuguese Cup and the League Cup.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Basketball did okay. There's been a few bright spots.
The females won.
They lost recently though.
Against Porto, the females in volleyball. Yeah. So we get a couple things.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year will be better all around. Boys, I'm pretty sure that's it. Next game is against not Benfica yet. It is.
No, that's the second last game of the season.
It's Saturday. Doesn't matter. You are right. Against Marítimo, fighting for survival.
So we'll lose that game anyways.
It's against Braga.
Yeah. Benfica go to Portimonense. Thoughts on that game? We won't even talk about Sporting. Fuck it.
I'm pretty sure if Portimonense gets a blue bag, they might play defense and
they might.
Yeah, I mean,
might get
I'll be down for that.
Package.
If they get points, then it's definitely unlikely that they'll be clinching at Alvalade, even if they win. So that's fine.
If they lose at Alvalade, they still have.
There actually is a scenario where they can win the title next week if they win and Porto loses. I think maybe.
Yeah.
So that's fine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either get it out of the way or actually choke it away.
If they win in Portimonense Benfica, they still have to win in Alvalade.
Yeah, they still need another win.
Yeah.
Entirely, it won't be good enough if Porto wins both games.
Assuming Porto wins,
this is assuming Porto doesn't drop any points whatsoever.
Porto gets Casa Pia on the Sunday, which is
not an easy game.
Not really.
But it's at home at the same time.
It's slowly declining though. They've been slowly.
Yeah.
They've been slowly. They peaked at the wrong time.
Yeah. Who's in fifth place now?
Roca, Guimarães, Chaves, Famalicão.
But Chaves is already
Casa Pia, Boa Vista tied for 40 with 40 points.
So
Villa Rio have 39 points. Casa Pia can very much finish 12th. Right now they're 9th.
Yeah.
But
I don't think they care. They're ready to beat the first division.
Yeah, exactly. That's still good by their standards.
They definitely overperformed the first third of the season.
They announced they're not going to go to the Conference League if they qualify.
Did they also announce?
No. You're thinking Chaves. Chaves.
Okay.
Actually, let's
Chaves
get into
now.
that really quickly.
Yeah,
How do we feel about that? Chaves basically pulling a Desportivo de Chaves.
They be responsible.
Yeah.
Living within their means, because it doesn't. The Conference League doesn't pay for the bills.
Agreed.
It's also just the fact that it's not worth it. It's an indictment on the state of the league and the game in Portugal that this even happens, and it happens as regularly as it does. And we share blame in this for all the big three because we run the league like it's the fucking 70s, and it's just a fiefdom, and no one's allowed to share the wealth. So it's brutal. Like, what do you expect? Like, 3 teams fight over 90% of the fucking money, and the other 15 teams have to fight over 10%. Like, it's brutal. I don't know what they expect.
Mitch, I hate to tell you, Portugal is this big.
Yeah.
The only people that really care about that league, it's Portuguese people.
Yeah.
And the kids of immigrants. That's all. Like
that's
us.
it. They've done nothing. They've done zero things to grow the league. The league very much operates like it's still in the 80s.
I mean, look at how many fans go to the stadium and watch games. There's more fans watching an NCAA game.
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen more fans at junior hockey games than at freaking some of the Portuguese league games. Like, it's brutal.
Just to even compare it within Europe, like, I look at a team like here in, like, since we are directly competing with the Eredivisie, I look at here in Wien. I look at fucking Go Eagles. They probably get way more attendance. I don't think if we're trying to get back that 5th spot, I think, one, it's been a miracle that we've even had that spot because Benfica, Porto, Sporting, and Braga basically kept them there with results that maybe were above their own means. But 2, I mean, the Conference League is set up for this. It's set up for the Guimarães of the world,
it's set up for the
Chaves, for the littler teams to maybe win some silver or at least compete in Europe. And the fact that our boys can't do it.
No. They can't even qualify in the goddamn playoffs. And that's the problem. From the get-go, we were reduced to, we had, what, 6 teams? From the get-go, reduced to 4 teams right away. Bang.
Yeah, you're already basically handicapping yourself right off the hop.
But it's just, but when you look at a team like Chaves, okay, they also came back from the 2nd division. We have to also take that into consideration. But it wasn't that long ago that they were still in the 1st and they were like a staple in the 1st division, right? It was maybe 4 years ago. We were calling them the Barcelona of fucking Portugal. They were playing that great. I say all of that to say, like, it still shouldn't be a reality for us that even teams like Chaves and the likes can't even compete. Like, even Aves, I mean, they won the Taça Portugal, couldn't get to the Europa League group stage just off of funds, and then they dismantle as a team within a few years. It bodes very badly for the league. And I want to quote my boy David Pereira, Braga fan, really quick stuff. 15 is greater than 3, bro. We have to, there has to, I'm with you. Portugal is this big. You're 1,000% right. But the way we redistribute the wealth is poor. But it's also the fans. I'm with you too, Steph. Because
there's got to be a bit of a
fucking. It wasn't that long ago when Stubal was in the 1st division. They were averaging like 100 fans until like the big 3 came around. The only luck for these smaller clubs is when Sporting, Porto, or Benfica come to town, and even some of them, for example, I think it's Casa Pia, they don't even get to play in their own stadium when we come around because they don't have the accommodations for a large fan base. So they go to Jamor, for example, and the likes. So
they're going to play in Leiria this weekend.
Exactly. There you go.
Look, I'm gonna challenge you guys. Next time you go to Portugal, try to talk to someone that lives in Portugal about this, and then they'll tell you, because evolution in Portugal stopped in the 1970s. It's very traditional, and they just don't want to evolve. We had this discussion before, like the name of the stadium, the name of the pavilion, the name of our shit. We could make money with that, but they give
no one wants to.
Point of, opa, não se pode mudar o nome do Estádio Alvalade para Prudential. Who gives a shit? If they want to pay 10 million, 12 million, a year to have.
Name it whatever you want. Like, I don't care.
I don't care. But in Portugal, have this discussion with the Portuguese. Achas que a gente vamos mudar o nome do nosso estádio para poder, porque o estádio já falado. And that's why we stuck where we are in Portugal, because they don't know how to make money. They refuse to accept a new way of thinking. And then they throw at your face, tu não percebes, és imigrante, e esta é parte da nossa cultura. Ok, então fica lá com a tua cultura no olho do cu, que nunca mais vão desenvolver.
Yeah. It's not like I have several leagues and 30 years of data to support my point, but sure. Like, that's what drives me nuts. And it's also the fact, too, I think to try to get ownership of, like, a football club in Portugal and get, like, any kind of level investment like you see in England and all these other countries, it's like you have to jump through fucking hoops with the sods to get any money invested and get any semblance of ownership. I feel like the method of ownership in Portugal is so outdated.
It has its pros and cons, though. It has its pros and cons where at least the club will still kind of belong to the fans. Kind of.
I just feel
it's not like Germany per se, but it's at the same time, it's not like England where if a guy wants to come to Sporting, buy the club, and then change our jerseys to red, he can do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they did with Cardiff, for example.
Yeah, no, I agree there's pros and cons.
All that was approved. All that was approved. They had to go to a committee and the board and vote the changes.
For Cardiff?
Yeah.
No, he decided to change it. He changed it from blue to red or red to blue. Now I can't remember.
Red to blue.
Red to then. Yeah. But he just
blue to
didn't
red,
like the color.
But either way,
then you get forced to change it back. But
everything
still
in Portugal is just so fucking outdated until the league decides to get their head out of their fucking ass. It's gonna be this way, and they're gonna have to eat shit and deal with it because they've made their bed. They can lie in it until you decide.
When you have a club like Benfica, in the 1980s, they had X amount of championships, and then they bitched about it, and then they changed it for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we got the short stick of the deal, and we're never going to see those 4 championships, which to me it's ironic. How can it be X amount in the 1980s, and all of a sudden, because they said no, it's not just tem que ser assim, and they changed it for them, and then. The other one that's funny is the foundation date of Porto. It was 1990 something, and they changed it back to 1887 because the sources of Porto voted for that.
Yeah,
that's what's going on in our country. Like a Pinturado never happened. It was just someone that lied about it several times, and we have confessions by referees. It's disgusting how Portugal is. Even Benfica, with all the corruption, they're more interested in nailing Rui Pinto because he was the hacker and
he hacked everybody.
Yeah, he obtained information illegally. Everybody agrees with that.
Yeah, he did.
But let's talk about what
the information.
Let's talk about the content of what he obtained.
And it's also not like Rui Pinto just went after. He went after everybody. He fucking hit us. He hit everybody. He didn't just fucking go after one team. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm going out." Like
we can talk about it because he obtained it legally.
Yeah.
What about the truth of what he obtained?
You can't handle the truth. But no, it's horseshit though. Like until they get their head out of their ass, they're never gonna never gonna improve. So they have themselves to blame.
They did. They kicked out Luis Vieira, and they said, "Okay, now the corruption is going." But you won titles with him.
You still won titles and money with this guy. Like,
let me one up you stuff. They got Luis Felipe Vieira out and brought in one of his vice-presidents, if I'm not mistaken.
But Danny, o problema continua a estar lá.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Corruption.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be taken away.
Exactly.
Especially the season of 15-16. That was our title.
Of course.
They went 20 games without losing. Get the fuck out.
A last minute, I'll never forget that last minute winner against Boa Vista. But anyways, boys, another good podcast as always. Let me bring it up here on the screen one more time to remind you beautiful human beings. The giveaway still going on. I haven't checked. We're close. We're like last time we checked, it was
We're
like
less than
50 subs away.
We're
Less
less than 50 away, I think.
Dave
What do you
at
think?
Turin Giants, he was in the chat. Shout out to the Turin Giants. We were on there a few weeks ago. Dave, I hope you subscribed as well. I'll gladly send out a shirt because green and white much better than black and white, if I do say so myself. But shout out to those boys. Shout out to you, beautiful men in the podcast. Let me plug you guys one more time. Shout out to you, Rich.
Thank you, sir.
Chris, big shout out. O Patrão, as always. Steph, thanks for joining us. We gotta always do these late night ones, especially for me and you now because we work late. Shout out to Sam in Bali right now, living life. Hopefully he's not getting that Bali belly. Hopefully you're staying away
just
from the
living
water.
life, just drinking and enjoying nice weather.
Some good pictures he puts out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Actually, let's share the one picture that he posted up. It was actually beautiful. He was wearing the
Lovely.
Marcus
He posted a
Edwards,
couple lovely ones,
Marcus
too.
Edwards jersey. Where is it here? It's somewhere here.
He posted a couple lovely pictures on Twitter. I was very jealous. I was like, damn.
He's a beautiful man, bro.
I would never thought he would go to Bali, but that's a good destination place.
That's a really good destination.
It's the one he took. It seemed like it could like get posted on the account, like when they post those like pics of like people in other countries.
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's true.
Also, just a heads up to the viewers, Sam Fonseca banger incoming very soon. It's I've already watched it because it's scheduled to upload, and it fucking slaps.
Nice. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let me just quickly put this on the screen here. You guys see that all right?
It's him taking a shower. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Boom! What a beauty.
Yeah, that's
Easy, bro.
a sick. That's a sick picture.
Anyways, barely see it there, but
If you could see it at home, it's great.
Marcus Edwards in the back too. Beautiful. Yeah. Anyways, boys, a pleasure as always, and we'll see you on the next one. Viva Sporting, Malta.
Viva.